Mr. Benjamin, as 2024 comes to an end, your story of resilience has inspired so many. Could you share how you transformed the challenges you faced into growth?
Certainly, Alex. This year I turned 80 and it's been quite a journey. Back in my 50s, I lost my job, my home, and even my confidence. But I decided to see it not as the end of the road, but as a chance to rebuild. I started small, volunteering at a community center, which eventually opened new doors for me.
That must have been incredibly tough. What kept you going?
One word's purpose. Every day I asked myself, what can I learn from this? Instead of focusing on what I'd lost, I shifted my attention to what I could still give and gain. Challenges don't define us, they refine us. It's all about perspective.
That's a powerful outlook. For people struggling today, especially after the challenges 2024 brought, what's your advice to make 2025 a better year?
Start by embracing failure as a teacher. When things go wrong, don't run from it, face it head on. Write down what the challenge taught you, then set small, actionable goals to move forward. Remember, resilience is like a muscle. It grows the more you use it.
Do you think it's ever too late to start over?
Never. At 80, I'm still learning and growing. Age, time, and circumstances don't limit you. Your mindset does. If you believe you can, you will. Resilience is about creating hope in dark moments, and hope leads to progress.
Do you have a specific moment from this year that truly embodies resilience for you?
Absolutely. Earlier this year, I faced a serious health scare. Instead of letting it defeat me, I treated it as a reminder to prioritize my well-being. I began exercising regularly, meditating, and spending time with my loved ones. That choice not only improved my health, but strengthened my connection with others. Resilience isn't just about bouncing back. It's about bouncing forward to something better.
That's so inspiring, Mr. Benjamin. For those who might feel stuck or overwhelmed, what's your advice to embrace resilience?
Take small steps. Progress, no matter how small, builds momentum. Surround yourself with people who lift you up and believe in your potential. And remember, life is full of seasons. Winter can be harsh, but spring always follows. Let your challenges this year prepare the soil for a better 2025.
Any final words to our readers as they look toward a new year?
Yes, Alex. Life advice worth living by is this. Resilience turns every obstacle into an opportunity. It's not about how hard life gets, but how determined you are to rise above it. Make 2025 the year you choose growth over.
Resilience isn't just about surviving tough times. It's about using them to build a stronger, more purposeful future. Embrace this life advice, and 2025 could be your year of growth and transformation. Mrs. Eleanor, as 2024 draws to a close, your acts of kindness have become a beacon of hope for so many. Could you share a moment from this year that truly illustrates the power of kindness?
Oh, Alex, there's so many, but one that stands out happened earlier this year. A young neighbor of mine, Sarah, lost her job and was struggling emotionally. I started inviting her over for tea and shared vegetables from my garden with her. It was a small gesture, but it grew into something beautiful. She found the confidence to start a little catering business, and now she's thriving. Kindness has this way of multiplying, doesn't it?
That's an incredible story, Mrs. Eleanor. What inspired you to step in and help her?
I've always believed that kindness creates ripple effect. When someone is struggling, even a simple gesture can remind them they're not alone. I've seen it time and time again in my life. One small act of kindness leads to another and another. It's like planting a seed. You don't always see the fruit immediately, but it's there growing.
As people reflect on 2024 and look toward 2025, What's your advice for those who want to make kindness a more intentional part of their lives?
Start with the small things. Smile at someone, lend a listening ear, or offer help without expecting anything in return. Kindness doesn't have to be grand, it just has to be genuine. When you practice it daily, it becomes a habit, and habits shape. The world is in desperate need of more understanding and compassion.
Do you think kindness can truly change the world?
Oh, absolutely. I've seen how it changes lives. Kindness doesn't just help the receiver, it transforms the giver. It fills you with a sense of purpose and joy. And when others witness acts of kindness, they're inspired to pass it on. That's how communities heal and grow stronger.
What's one thing you'd say to someone who feels too busy or overwhelmed to think about kindness?
I'd say start with yourself. Be kind to your own mind and body, then extend that kindness outward. Even the busiest person can pause for a moment to show empathy. It doesn't take much time to make someone's day better. A kind word or a thoughtful gesture can create a ripple that goes far beyond what you'll ever know.
Your insights are truly inspiring. Mrs. Eleanor, any final message for our readers as they step into the new year?
Yes, Alex, life advice worth sharing is kindness is never wasted. It nurtures the giver, uplifts the receiver, and inspires countless others. As you walk into 2025, let kindness be your guide. Together we can create a world filled with hope and connection.
Incorporating acts of kindness into your daily life isn't just a noble effort, it's a transformative choice. This life advice can help you build a more compassionate and fulfilling 2025. Mr. Gerald, as 2024 comes to an end, your story about pursuing bold dreams has inspired countless people. Could you share how innovation starts with bold dreams and what it has meant for you this year?
Thank you, Alex. This year has been a remarkable one for me. Even at my age, I launched an initiative to bring interactive educational tools to rural schools. It all began with a dream I nurtured for decades. People told me I was too old to innovate, but I believe that bold dreams have no expiration date.
That's incredible, Mr. Gerald. What inspired you to take such a bold step, especially at this stage of life?
It was a combination of reflection and resolve. I've always been passionate about education and technology, but I realized that simply dreaming wasn't enough. Innovation requires action, even if it feels daunting. I started small, collaborating with local educators and developers, and gradually the vision grew. Bold dreams don't stay dreams when you act on them.
What challenges did you face, and how did you overcome them?
Oh, plenty. The biggest was self-doubt. People often assume that innovation is for the young, but I've learned that experience and wisdom are equally valuable. I reminded myself that every innovation starts with someone daring to think differently. And when challenges arose, be it funding or technical hurdles, I treated them as opportunities to problem solve creatively.
People reflect on 2024 and plan for 2025. What's your advice for those who have bold dreams but are hesitant to pursue them?
Start by believing in your vision, no matter how unconventional it seems. Break it into smaller, achievable steps. Surround yourself with people who encourage your creativity and share your passion. Remember, fear of failure shouldn't stop you. Every step, even the missteps, moves you closer to realizing your dream.
Do you think bold dreams are achievable for everyone?
Absolutely. Bold dreams aren't just for the privileged or the exceptionally talented. They're for anyone willing to imagine a better future and work toward it. The key is to stop waiting for the perfect moment or perfect conditions. Start where you are with what you have.
What would you say to someone who feels their dream is too big or unrealistic?
Yeah, I'd say embrace it. The best innovations come from dreams that seemed impossible at first. It's okay to start small and scale later. The world needs more people who think beyond boundaries and dare to dream big. Your dream could change lives.
Your journey is truly inspiring, Mr. Gerald. Any final message for our readers as they step into the new year?
Yes, Alex, life advice worth sharing is this. Innovation starts with bold dreams, but it thrives on courage and persistence. As you step into 2025, let your dreams guide you and take the first step, no matter how small. The future belongs to those who dare to imagine it.
Bold dreams are the seeds of innovation, and with courage and persistence, they can grow into transformative realities. Embrace this life advice and make 2025 a year of daring possibilities. Mrs. Margaret, as 2024 comes to an end, your efforts in building stronger communities have been a source of inspiration. Could you share how you believe community is a powerful catalyst for change?
Oh, Alex, I've always believed that a strong community can overcome any challenge. This year, our neighborhood came together to start a community garden. It wasn't just about growing vegetables. It became a place where people shared stories, helped each other, and found support. It showed me how connections can spark transformation.
That's wonderful. What motivated you to take the lead in starting the community garden?
I noticed how isolated people had become. Everyone seemed so focused on their own struggles, and I thought, what if we created something that brought us together? A community isn't just a collection of people, it's a web of relationships. Once we started working together, it was amazing to see how many people had ideas and skills to contribute.
What challenges did you face while bringing people together? And how did you overcome them?
At first, there was hesitation. People were skeptical about whether it would work or whether they had time to participate, but I kept emphasizing that every little contribution counts. When a few people joined in, others followed. That's the thing about community. Momentum builds quickly when people feel included and valued.
As people reflect on 2024 and think about 2025, what's your advice for those who want to foster a stronger sense of community?
Start small, host a gathering, organize a cleanup, or simply introduce yourself to a neighbor. Small actions led to big changes, and really listen to what people need and what they can offer. A thriving community grows from mutual respect and shared effort.
Do you think it's possible for every community to come together like yours did?
Absolutely. Every community has its challenges, but also its strengths. The key is to focus on common goals and celebrate small wins. When people see what's possible together, they start to believe in something bigger than themselves.
What would you say to someone who feels disconnected or unsure about how to get involved?
I'd say take the first step. It might feel awkward at first, but you'd be surprised how many people are waiting for someone to bring them together, whether it's joining a local group or starting something new. Connection begins with courage.
Your story is so inspiring, Mrs. Margaret. Any final message for our readers as they prepare for the new year?
Yes, Alex, life advice worth sharing is this: a strong community can change lives, including your own, as we step into 2025. Let's focus on building connections, fostering trust, and creating spaces where everyone feels they belong. Together, we can achieve incredible things.
A united community is the foundation of resilience and progress. Embrace this life advice and make 2025 a year of meaningful connections and shared success. Mr. Walter, as 2024 comes to an end, your story about living authentically has resonated with so many. Could you share how authenticity attracts true connections and how it shaped your year?
Certainly, Alex. This year, I've spent a lot of time mentoring younger players at this chess table. What struck me was how people gravitated toward me once I stopped trying to be anyone but myself. Whether my advice or my gameplay, honesty and authenticity opened the door to meaningful conversations and friendship.
That's inspiring. What made you realize the importance of authenticity in your life?
Well, when you reach my age, you've seen a lot. I spent too many years pretending to fit into molds others created for me at work, in social circles, even in my family. It was exhausting. But when I decided to embrace who I truly am, flaws and all, the right people started to connect with me. It's a liberating feeling.
Were there any challenges in being authentic, especially in a world that often values appearances?
Oh, plenty. At first, people didn't know what to make of it. Authenticity can be disarming, but over time, it's like a magnet. The more real you are, the more you attract others who value that same honesty. It's about finding your tribe, those who accept you for who you are.
As people reflect on 2024 and plan for 2025, what's your advice for those struggling to live authentically?
Start by getting to know yourself. Spend time reflecting on what truly matters to you, not what society or others expect. Once you're clear on that, express it unapologetically. Authenticity isn't about perfection. It's about being honest with yourself and others. You'll find that true connections flourish when you're not afraid to be real.
Do you think authenticity can improve relationships in all aspects of life?
Absolutely. Whether it's friendships, family, or professional connections, being genuine fosters trust and respect. People can sense when you're being real, and that builds a solid foundation for any relationship. Authenticity might not please everyone, but it will attract the right people into your life.
What would you say to someone who feels afraid to show their true self?
I'd say take small steps. Start by being honest about something simple, like a preference or opinion. Gradually, you'll build confidence to reveal more of who you are. Remember, it's better to be disliked for being genuine than be loved for a mask you can't sustain.
Your insights are incredibly valuable, Mr. Walter. Any final message for our readers as they step into the new year?
Yes, Alec. Life advice for sharing is this. Authenticity isn't just about being yourself. It's about celebrating who you are and inviting others to do the same. As we step into 2025, let's strive for relationships built on trust and truth. That's where the real magic happens.
Living authentically creates the foundation for meaningful relationships and personal fulfillment. Embrace this life advice and make 2025 a year of true connections and self-discovery. See inspiring stories of 2024. Teach us resilience, kindness, and the power of authenticity. Let these lessons guide you toward growth and success. For more motivational content, subscribe to LEVVA. Join us as we share uplifting stories and life-changing insights. Don't miss out. Hit that subscribe button today.